Good afternoon to all of you. And first of all, I would like to express my sincere thanks to Vandana ji, then Dharmendra ji and Mukul ji for taking up this such a informative resources, and I'm sure that covering 32 cities and so many sectors, and especially this transport and food delivery and package delivery. So this report would be definitely, it would be a very informative resource, and will definitely will bring new insights on policy recommendations for policy makers and the government. And as we navigate through these findings of the report, let's not only seek to understand but also recognize the humanity behind the data and the individual behind the numbers. And we had also done, as he said, that we had also done a stakeholder consultation at Giri Institute for Ministry of Labour and Employment, and we have also collected various issues and problems of gig workers, and we submitted the report to Ministry of Labour and Employment. And as we all know that the gig economy represents both challenges and immense opportunities for workers, especially youth and migrant workers. And I think this report is not touching upon the migrant workers, but migrant workers are increasingly entering into the gig work in metro cities, and by considering the flexibility of working hours and also to balance the work with other opportunities or other responsibilities. And hence, the gig economy offers migrants a way to navigate the challenges of urban life and earn a living in a dynamic and evolving labor market. And there are a lot of challenges too. And here, as a researcher from National Labour Institute, while looking at this survey report, and this 5,000 respondent survey seems like a substantial sample size, but distribution across the tier 1, 2, 3 cities might not be a representative of the entire gig population. And another point is that when I looking it as a researcher, so the representation of North India more and higher distribution across these 1, 2, 3 cities, and it may lead to biases. And if we could take equal representation from all these tier 1, 2, 3 cities, and it would be, I think, it would have given a more representative and significant result, and with a comparative analysis. And again, when it comes to women, 2.3% of population, I was discussing with Vandana ji too, that it is not sufficient to capture all the problems of the women, because you know that women have more challenges, and that is not reflecting in this survey. And I wish you could have involved personal service platforms instead of package delivery, so that women issues would have highlighted much more, and it would have reflected more challenges. So let me also tell you and some of the issues, because yesterday I was one urban clap gig worker. He came to my house for some work. Then I was just discussing with him his issues. So some of the things which is very genuine, which I felt apart from this aspect, which we have a lot of issues and challenges. But let me take him as a case study. So what I wanted to say is that, and he said for his uniform he is paying 400 rupees. And that too, the quality of the uniform is so poor. So in every year he has to buy 3 uniforms. That's almost 1,200 rupees. And just while looking at gig workers, and this 1,200 rupees is so high. So this is some of the one of the challenge, but many challenges it is discussed in the survey. And I think there is an urgent need to establish a grievance redressal mechanism for addressing these kind of issues. And also, as you know, many challenges, and at the same time, and from these stakeholders workshops which we consulted, and along with taking into this report and clubbing all these issues, and let me point out, considering the time lag of legislative measures, and at least issuing a guidelines for platforms may reduce the disparities slightly better. And for that, I think first we have to ensure the clarity and transparency in big platforms, because it is crucial to have an easy to understand terms of service. These terms could cover task assignments, algorithms, and data usage and workers' codings. And these measures will show a commitment to workers' welfare and integrity to the gig economy. And another aspect is the fair pay. And as you all know that the low entry barrier leads to increase in the supply, labor supply, then which in turn will put pressure on wages. So means there are many employees available to perform the task, then the least expensive candidate is hired. So as a result, the pay is determined by least amount. Also, we know that no platform is guaranteed minimum wage. So here, the complexity of the calculation of minimum wage for multiple platforms and multiple job holdings is again a debatable point. And at least considering an hourly rate and should be adjusted based on flexibility offered by gig workers. This might be one of the way out. And again, if you take into another issue, the major issue, I'm only talking about the major issue. So it is on social security. Even some aggregators provide accident insurance and from their own fund. But many benefits like health insurance, pension, and it should be facilitated, and it should be facilitated if it would be by the government. That would be really good. And also, if urgently, if the government can facilitate to involve all the gig workers into the existing schemes like a PM, SBY, and Adult Pension Yojana, so that would be slightly helpful for these workers. And also when we look at the country context, like when you look at the dimensions of platform work, and that are regulated, and that is that varies considerably. Some legislations focuses on, for example, in US, establishing rules relating to the reactivation and minimum pay. And in Brazil, they have established a tripartite committee to develop a proposal to regulate platform. And in Indian context, it is extending the social security coverage to platform workers. And also, we all know that the Code on Social Security 2020, it contains a separate section on gig work economy, and it imposes as obligation to constitute a social security fund for gig workers. And also the code on wage, and it was organized and unorganized sectors, including gig workers also. So let's hope for the best, and I'm sure that this survey report definitely will pay way to policy recommendations to government. And let me conclude by congratulating the authors for preparing a comprehensive picture of the multifaceted gig economy. Thank you so much.